is a D6 generation pip. Yeah, one of those dots on the side of a six-sided die. Yeah, a pip. A short pip. Little something. About anything gaming related. Sometimes featuring Craig, sometimes featuring Russ. We'll see what's coming up today. Hey, welcome to another D6G pip. This time we're going to try something incredibly new, a little avant-garde.
Avant-garde is a word.
It is. And what we're going to do today is we're going to play, I'm not sure if we're playing Nightvault or Shadespire, because Nightvault is the ultimate competitive miniature game.
We're playing Warhammer Underworlds.
Oh, and I've got Shadespire dudes, and you've got
Nightvault dudes, but I think it's all one game.
Is it?
One is the ultimate competitive miniatures game, and the one you're playing is a fast-paced game of tactical arena combat.
It feels like it's kind of like War Machine and Horde. It's both compatible in the same universe, but there's slightly little twists. So Craig's guys have this new mechanic called magic, and my guys are orcs.
You are orcs, and as everyone knows, most orcs are not good at magic.
They're not, but they're also really good at killing stuff, so we're going to see what's happening here. So the way this format of the show is going to work today is we're going to play the game live. We're not going to pause the recording at all.
Stream of consciousness. And
the rule is whoever turn it is not, and this is an interactive turn, has to narrate and keep the audience engaged while the other person plays. So it should force some fast play time. Right, so here we go. Craig, who has to deploy first here?
I believe we roll off right now, Russ.
All right, so we're going to roll some dice. I'm getting 4 of my little clear dice here, and I'm rolling them. I'm hoping to see criticals. I didn't get any criticals.
One.
So Craig gets to choose to deploy first or second, correct?
You can deploy first, Russ.
All right, so what I want to do is I deploy all my guys or one guy?
One guy.
Okay, so I'm going to deploy one of my orcs here. I'm going to deploy Basha. Basha's armed with 2 maces here. He looks awesome. I'm going to put him as near to the front lines as I can. And I'm on this cool board where I got these, Craig has painted up all the cool terrain here, and I got these crazy little pyramids that are glowing with magical energy that are near my guys.
Indeed.
Craig, who are you going to deploy?
I am now going to deploy Amos Dawnguard. Amos Dawnguard is a really cool guy who's got a sword and a giant staff. My guys are all wizards, and they're also wearing armor, which pretty much goes against every fantasy trope you can imagine.
I feel like I'm outclassed here, but anyway, I'm an orc, so I don't care about these sorts of things. So Craig is now choosing his spot. He's trying to decide if he's going near Objective 4 or Objective 2. He has chosen Objective 2. So
throne. I'm going right near Nagash's throne. So now Russ is on to his second deployment. Haka is a guy who, as you can imagine, has a sword and an axe. I am now going to put down Rastus the Charmed. Rastus the Charmed is going to go down. Right about there, so close to Objective 4, and one space away from the no man's land in the middle of the boards. Now it's Russ's turn. Who's he putting down? Bone Cutter has a giant, massive axe. That's kind of scary. And I only have 3 models in my whole warband, so I am now putting down Averon Stormsire. This is Stormsire's Cursebreakers, so he's the guy who gives his name to the warband, and he's going right up front there with Rastus the Charmed. So my band is down, and now Russ's leader, Gurzag Iron Skull, is in the back. That's very un-orky, Russ. That's ridiculously un-orky. Okay, so whoever finished putting their warband down first gets 1 automatic exclamation point, 1 automatic critical. We're rolling 4 dice again. Russ got 1, so it's at least a tie. I win because I got 2. So I choose to go first or second. I think I'm going to choose to go first, which means I'm handing the mic over to Russ now.
Okay, so we've talked about Shadespire a little bit in the past, but basically it's an interesting game. It's a hex-based board game. Each player, Craig and I, before we started recording, we did in fact choose which half of the board we're each going to choose to play on. And now what happens is we each have a miniature and a card corresponding to that miniature, and my orc warband here has 4 guys in it. And Craig's super magical dudes are magical, but because they're so powerful, there's only 3 of them. So that gives me a nice advantage on numbers. We also each have a hand of cards. One of the hands of cards has different things we can do. Some of them are cards that allow us to kind of do powers. They're called, I think, plot cards, I believe they're called. We can do things with that. And the other one is like equipment cards, but you need to get victory points first before you can start equipping equipment. We also have, each of us, 3 gold-backed cards that are objectives. So we also have clear things we're trying to do, but we don't know what each other's objectives are. However, scattered throughout the board, there are objective tokens with numbers on them, kind of like 40K. So there are objectives out there, but neither of us know if the other one has any cards that give us points for those objectives and what we're trying to do. So Craig is now being very thoughtful, very considerate, and really trying to figure out what he wants to do for his first deep and complex move.
I'm going to take a card.
So you can choose to skip an activation and simply take a card to try to get your hand better, and Craig has chosen to do that. Have you taken your card yet, sir?
I'm getting there are tokens.
He's sorting our tokens now. So
we get 4 activations a turn.
That's right. So there are tokens that track your activation. So Craig is choosing to not activate a model and yet instead get a card. The other thing that's interesting about this is there's only 3 rounds for this game and it's over. So there's very little time to do things. So Craig, I'm going to hand the mic back to you.
Nope, because now it's the power-up phase.
Oh, is it? Oh, so now we're going to play our cards, right? So we can play those.
I can play a card first.
Yep. I'm looking at my cards here. I have some good stuff.
I am going to try to cast Chain Lightning using this guy here. I misread my card, so this probably won't work very well. My guys have an innate ability with lightning bolts, and this spell actually takes a swirly because it's a different kind of spell. So I need an exclamation point. That's the wrong die. I need a critical or a little swirly symbol. I got it.
You got to swirl it. That's not good.
So now it goes out 3. So sadly, that's 1, 2. I can only get it to 1 guy, and it does 1 damage.
All right.
The enemy in a hex.
Do I get an armor save or no?
Suffer 1 damage.
Okay, so I will take a wound, please. Now, one of the things that's really cool about this game is that each figure, so you just hit Basha. Basha got struck by lightning, but the good thing about the orcs is each card has a little gold section on their card that tells you if something happens, these guys kind of level up and they become more powerful. Orcs like to level up when they are damaged.
Yes.
So,
Curse Breakers like to level up when they cast a spell.
There you go. So that's a fair trade. I took a wound, but orcs have 4 wounds. That's pretty good. And now Basha is now that much more powerful.
And now Amos Dawnguard is also more powerful.
All right, excellent. So now
it is Russ's turn. So Russ is now going to look at his options. He's got, like we said, oh yes, actually we're still in the power-up phase, which means that we can keep going back and forth using cards. Okay, he is choosing to pass. So if I choose to pass, we're done. If what do I want to do? That would move everybody in the wrong direction. But you know what? I think I'd like to do that. So I am actually going to cause an earthquake. Okay. Everybody moves that can move. So I'm moving everybody in that direction. So that guy can't move. This guy moves. That guy moves. This guy moves, and that guy. So everybody just shifted 1 hex in the direction that I indicated because of the earthquake.
Nobody likes that.
No. Russ, now it's your turn. Would you like to pass again?
Okay. No. Oh, yes, with cards I'm passing.
Okay. I am going to... No, I think I'm good for now. Yep, I'm good for now. So we have now both passed, which means the end of the power-up phase and the next activation, so it's Russ's turn.
All right, so I'm going to... Well, you got to narrate now. I'm doing
Yeah, Russ is going to... He's looking at his objectives. We have 3 objective cards, and each one of the... You got 12 total, and you only have 3 in your hand at a time. And so Russ is looking at how he's going to be earning points. You earn points in 2 different ways in the game. You have the objective cards. You can also get 1 victory point or glory point for taking out an enemy model. And you need those glory points to fuel your upgrades. They're basically how you pay for the upgrades that you can put on your guy. Okay, he's charging with Basha, the guy I just wounded with Chain Lightning. Charging means he gets to move his full move and attack, but then cannot activate for the rest of this round. He's rolling 3 dice looking for swords. And he gets 1 critical. So I roll 1 die looking for shields, but a shield won't help me now. I need a critical to stop this, and I did not get it.
2 wounds for you.
So I took 2 wounds. That's bad because I only have 4.
On a critical hit, I can knock you back 1.
Oh, so So you can also knock me another one because you wounded me, which means you get one, and then knockback adds another that has to be in directly away. So the one that you can move anybody when you win can be in any direction, but knockback has to send you off in the other direction. That was not kind. That was actively unkind. Okay, so now it's my turn.
It's now Craig's turn. We do cards first. Yes, do I have to do first? I'm going to choose to not do any fancy things. So Craig's going to go now, unless you're going to play a card. Craig, you playing a card? Okay. So Craig's going to do what he's doing. I'm going to give a little analysis now on how my turn went. I was really pleased. So what happened there was Basha, who's the guy Craig wounded, I flipped my card over. Now Basha does more damage when he does things. Because he's inspired now, because orc wound, that's what they like. They like a good scrap, right? So Basha charges in. Now, one of the things interesting about the game is we mentioned earlier, there's 4 activations during your turn. And I used one of my activations to charge, and if you do that, you have to put a token on your guy's card to indicate that model. Once he charges, he can no longer do attacks or moves. However, if I was able to attack somebody without moving, that doesn't require me to put a token on my card, and I can do as many of those of activation. So right now, I've taken Basha. Basha will not be doing anything else this round, but I'm really pleased with his results. So we're waiting for Craig now to make his big move. I'm ready. I'm just narrating while we're waiting for you to go. I'm waiting on you, man. I just used all my stuff to stall for you.
Dawnguard. I'm activating Wounded Dawnguard. He is charging.
Wounded Dawnguard is charging, yes.
1, 2, 3.
All right, here he goes. He's charging in.
Okay.
And so we have to put a little charge token on him there.
Yep.
Yeah, here he goes. He's coming at him. Wounded Dawnguard. He's looking for hammers. He gets 1 critical. My orc gets 1 die to defend himself. I'm picking up a defensive die, and I am rolling it now, hoping for a critical to stop that, and I do not get it. So how much damage does he do?
3 damage.
Well, that's not good. I think my guy just bought the farm because he only has 4 wounds total. So unfortunately, Basha dies, and that gives Craig a victory point, which is not good. So Basha is already down. Not a good start for the orcs today. So now it is my turn. So Craig, I'm just going to play a card. Power up card. Craig's going to go first. What are you playing for power up card, Craig?
I am going to power up. Why would I do that? I'm not doing that. I'm going to power up Great Fortitude on Dawnguard, which gives him +1 wound.
All right, so Craig is powering up Great Fortitude on the Dawnguard, which gives him +1 wound.
Glory token gets flipped to the burned side.
Yeah, so now when you get victory points, you keep tokens, keep track of your total victory points accumulated, which is excellent, but you can then flip them over to show you've spent the victory point, because victory points, not only do they give you victory at the end of the game, each one can be spent once to allow you to upgrade your characters in neat and interesting ways. So is it my turn now, Craig?
It is now your turn, Russ. So I'm pretty happy with what just worked out there. Dawnguard is damaged. He's wounded, but now he's back up to 3 wounds because I added a wound to him. He now developed Great Fortitude in the battle, and Russ has a bit of a quandary now. Although he's moving with great deliberation, like a man with a plan, or an orc. With his leader just moved up. Now, interesting thing in this game is once you move, you can't move anymore, but you can take other actions. And he may just have some kind of wacky card that might spell doom for me yet.
So it's not time for action.
It is now. He's got. Okay. I have. Let's see. I have nothing as well. Yep, I've got nothing. So moving over.
All right, so Craig's getting ready to go. So my guy dying there that quickly was not good, and so now I'm trying to regroup a little bit here. So I'm moving some people up here a little bit, trying to get some orcs in striking distance of the humans. His earthquake kind of pushed me out of position a little bit too, which I'm trying to recover from also. So not a good place for the orcs right now. We're hoping we can get a comeback here. We're waiting for Craig to make his move. He's thinking very carefully. He's got a lot of options over there. He's looking at his cards. He's getting ready to flip his activation token over. Nope, he's not going to do it. He's kind of taunting me. He's thinking about it. No, he's not. He's doing it. He's flipped his token over. So that's a really interesting mechanic. I like this idea that you can activate the same model more than once depending on what it does, or you can spread your activations across your whole crew. And it's a pretty interesting mechanic here. So Craig's decided he's going to move somebody. Looks like his leader's moving out. His leader's advancing. Is he charging? No, it looks like he's just wandering forward. He probably has a spell up his thing.
I can go here.
All right, he's trying to get some kind of line of sight with a spell, I feel like. So back to the cards.
And I am now... Nope, I'm going to cast a spell.
Oh, he's using an attack. He's got a range attack on this guy. And here he goes.
Okay. It is 2 dice. I'm looking for swirlies.
All right. He rolls, and he gets a critical.
So 1 point of damage.
Do I get an armor save or anything, or does it automatically penetrate?
That's a regular attack.
So I get an armor save. So here I go. I'm rolling my armor save now on my leader. So this is pretty serious. So we're hoping to get a good roll here. Here we go. And he succeeds at getting a shield, which deflects the magic off of his mighty orky armor. Not a surprise. He's tough as nails.
Yeah.
All right. So Craig, are you done?
That was illegal what I just did.
Oh, was it?
So yeah. So
Okay.
I will mark him as charged.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Moved and took an attack. You can't.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that. That's right. Okay, good. That's right. So you have to choose to charge. So he basically did a charge instead. Right. Okay, fair enough. All right, Craig, my turn.
Your turn. So, Russ, I am not playing any cards.
All right, so now...
So Russ is now he's now got his plan. Oh, he's the man. He flipped his token. That means he knows what he's doing. He immediately he's moving up. I think this is a maneuver turn for the orcs because they got all pushed out of order. Okay, that's intriguing. All right. So Russ is done. You got any cards to play, Russ? I do. I am going to play Storm Strike. +1 damage to the first attack action with a range of 1 or 2 in the next activation. Okay, so I'll just put that there. And these are my cards. I'll stay over here. And I'm activating Rastus the Charmed. And he successfully cast a spell even though it didn't work. So she is charging. So I'm going to use the charge token so we know that she charged. And she is now attacking. Who is she attacking? Cleaver? Hacker. Okay, so I'm rolling 2 dice. I need hammers. I got 1 regular hammer. No, not a critical. So a shield will save him, and it saves him. So no good for me. So that was my last activation, and I actually held the mic while I did it. So now it is Russ's turn to activate. And so sorry you had to listen to my voice 2 activations in a row. So Russ is now, he's looking, he's got 1 guy left who can move. And he's taking out, he's making a charge. He just left her behind. Okay. Oh, he's going for the leader. Yep. He's going for Stormsire.
Making the attack.
Yep.
2 dice.
Okay, it's a 2 dice attack.
Oh. Okay.
And
1 critical.
Okay.
He doesn't cleave when he gets a critical.
Okay, so shields don't work. I need a critical. So he has a special ability, Cleave, that means that my shields, which are the best way to save in this game, don't work now. I need a critical, and I did not get it. So I just took what?
1 wound.
1 wound. Okay, nickel and diamond me. I get it. Okay, so that is the end of round 1. Well, we got another chance to play cards first. You got any cards you want to play? No, me neither. Okay, so what? Yep, you're good. Okay, and so now we're in the end phase. So first, we're scoring objectives. You have any objectives to score?
Sadly, no.
No, neither do I. So we have scored no objectives. Now you discard any unwanted objective cards that you might hold right now. Okay, I do not want to. I don't want to get rid of any. You getting rid of any? No. Okay. So then we are playing any more upgrade cards. You have any more upgrade cards? Nope. Me neither. All right. And then we are drawing objective cards. You can only ever have 3. Neither of us scored any or discarded, so we can't get any more objective cards this turn. And now you draw up to 5. Upgrade cards. So I have 3 left, so I am going for 3 more. I am going to look at them briefly and say, where was this stuff when I needed it? And there we go. All right. So now it is the beginning of round 2. We flip our activation tokens back to the front. And we roll again 4 dice, looking for exclamation points and then supports. Russ got 2 exclamation points. This does not bode well for me. I got 1, which is not enough. So, Russ, you want me to go first?
No, I'll take
I didn't hear you. You want me to go first?
No, I'm taking
No? Oh, okay. Russ is an orc with a plan.
I am. How many wounds are left in your leader?
So my leader now has 3 wounds left.
Okay. Perfect. 3.
Perfect. I don't like the sound of that. Okay. Choppa is going to charge. Oh, the leader. His leader is charging. Okay. So he goes in. He moves 2. Okay.
2.
Yep, 2.
So that gives him a charge.
He gets a charge token, so he can't. Yeah. Oh, he's got support. Yeah. Okay. So the dice have cross swords. They're not very plentiful. You have hammers, which are more plentiful. You have the exclamation point. There's only one of those. But then, in addition to that, there's a support with 1 guy and a support with 2 guy icons, and those work if those conditions are met. So Russ right now is attacking me with 1 supporting guy. So that means that an additional icon on the die will be a hit, which worked for him because he rolled 1. So he's got 2 hits. That is not good for me. So I am now rolling to try to defend myself here, and I think I'm going to die if I fail. Is that what's going to happen? Double exclamation points, 2 criticals. So I would have died, but I didn't. So that's good. So the criticals, basically, if you have more criticals than the other guy, then no amount of success can beat that. If you have the same amount of criticals, then you go to all of the other icons again. So now it is card time. Russ, you got any cards?
I am playing Brutal but Cunning.
What does Brutal but Cunning do?
After a friendly fighter's action, and you can move that fighter up to 3 hexes.
Okay, so you're moving. You can move him up to 3 hexes. Oh, Russ just took an objective with his orc buddy. Okay, I am going to try to cast Empathic Conduction. And I'm going to cast it with my leader, so he gets 2 casting dice. Again, it's the swirly. If this succeeds, not only will he gain a wound, actually, he's already upgraded, so I need 1 swirly or an exclamation point to remove that wound. I got nothing. Okay, that's bad, because that card now goes away. I tried to heal myself. It's now your turn. Nothing. Okay. His move is still 3, so 1, 2, 3 won't get me anywhere. She's over there. I gotta knock you out is what I gotta do. Okay, so I am done with cards. Oh wait, I've got more, but I think I'm done. Yep.
All right, so it's Craig's turn. So what I tried to pull off there was, earlier, as Craig mentioned, I nickeled and dined him with a small guy to get 1 wound on his leader. His leader has 4 wounds. My leader's big deal is he can do 3 wounds with a whack. So I had a pretty good odd there supporting against his leader going in, but Craig rolled masterfully on his defense dice and deflected my attack. So now he's thinking about what he's going to do. Meanwhile, I also played a card, Brutal but Cunning, which gave my leader who charged, normally that's all he can do, but I played Brutal but Cunning, which allowed me to move that model I just activated 3 additional spaces. So my leader now is deep behind enemy lines on an objective, which may or may not mean I want that objective. I already activated this, by the way. So Craig is now activating. He's attacking with his
Rastus
the Charm, which is his little
Dawnguard.
Dawnguard guy, who's wounded badly, actually, and looking pretty rough there. So what are you going to do there, Rasmus? He's trying to roll hammers. He's rolling his dice. He gets 2 hammers on the leader. He needs a critical here to cancel this out, because what happens is if you get more criticals than your opponent, you win. My leader only gets 1 die on defense, so here we go. We're rolling for it. And he scores a critical, and just like, well, Craig just rolled 2, so you can't really complain. So both of our leaders are looking pretty tough today. So, Craig, would you like to play any cards after you've activated your model?
No.
Okay, now one advantage Craig has here, too, is because he didn't have to move his guy to his attack, he didn't have to put any tokens on his model, so his model could attack again, and these aren't here, right? You should take those off. All those charges are gone. So I'm going to give Craig the mic now, and I'm going to go ahead and activate somebody.
Okay, so Russ is making his second activation. Now, his leader has gone. He charged, meaning he moved with an attack. Then he used a card to move him again. So he's got to go to one of the 2 remaining orcs. He's scoping out my side, looking for who's going to be the most easy to damage. I think he's got my leader in his... Interesting choice. Okay, attack. Supporting. Yep. But now I'm also defending.
Okay.
So... that is, but he only does have only 1, so that is a smart move. So Russ has got a guy moving in to flank the Dawnguard, the guy who just tried to kill Russ's leader, and he got 1 hit because of the support, and then defense, I got nothing. So take 2.
He's dead.
He's not dead because he's got +1 wound.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, that's that. Because I gave him the upgrade +1 wound, he would normally be dead, but he's got that card right there. So that was close. But that's he's almost dead. He would be once he gets the second wind gone, he'll die. Right. Okay, so it is now my turn again.
I'm not going to play any cards. I'm not liking my... One of the challenges of this game is until you get victory points, you can't really use your equipment cards, and my hand is kind of equipment heavy. I probably should have mulliganed it. So in the beginning of the game, you can choose to throw your hand away. And I chose not to do that, which I'm kind of regretting now. And I can't get an easy victory point because Craig's got very few models, but they're super tough. So I'm trying to get through that armor now, and Craig's done a good job of making his guys tough. He's now making his second activation.
Guard is going to attack again.
So the guy I just attacked and tried to kill is going to attack my leader here. He's going in. He is, and I'm supported now, right, because of my guy. So I got 1 armor save here. But the support won't save me against a critical. I got to get a crit here, right? So here I go. And crit to stop it. My leader is like on it like a bonnet. I don't even think that's the thing. All right. So now this is really looking evil. I am going to charge again. And this guy who is now, I'm going to use who is it? I'm going to use Haka. Haka hasn't gone yet, right? Or did Haka go? No, Haka hasn't gone. I had a thing on the wrong spot. No, sorry, Bone Cut already went. I put the wrong guy. So Haka's going to go. Haka's going to charge 1, 2, 3, and go in on this guy. So now he's doubly supported, and your guy's not supporting against Haka. So right now I'm looking at pretty much most of the dice help me out. Haka throws 2 dice, which is great. He only needs to do 1 wound here, which is good because he only does 1 wound. But the beautiful thing is if he can find a critical here, he's got basically Orc Choppas, which means my opponent's armor gets that much worse and only critical save him. So here we go. He's rolling his dice. No crits. But also no hits because he needs swords, and he rolled 2 hammers. So Haka rolled the only side of his dice that do nothing in this scenario because of all the support. So Haka had a bad attack. And Haka is done also. So that's that. Back to you, Craig.
All right. Yeah, that's okay. I've done the same thing. Okay. Well, I am going to activate, and I'm going to actually charge Dawn Guard to get away from all the supporting things. Okay, and then attacking your leader again.
He really wants the leader.
Yeah, I'm trying. So he's still because he's inspired, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, 3. That is 2 crits. Look at that.
I think you can save from this right now.
Okay. It's okay. So this is what I'm going to do. It does 3, and I'm knocking you into this space, which does 4, which sadly is not enough.
No, but 4 is bad.
Okay, so he is now in the big red space.
And he's golden now.
And so I did 4 wounds on a 5-wound model with that hit.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I really needed that to work out a little bit better for me, but that's okay. And now, Russ, it is your turn. So I am not going to play any cards.
Because everybody's charged.
Right. Yep.
Use this to get a card.
Okay. Yeah. Now you can exchange an objective card for a new one, or just draw a new upgrade card. So So one action you can do if you don't have anything else you want to do, or your hand is really light. You can burn one of your activations to draw a new power up card. So I have 1 activation left. I can't bring my heavy hitter in anymore, sadly. But what I think I'm going to do is bring in Stormsire, and I'm going to charge Stormsire. So Stormsire is going to go right there and attack your leader with 2 dice.
Leader supported.
Leader is... No, you need to be against me, yeah. So only 2 dice here. And I did get a critical.
I did not.
And so that's 2 wounds, so that's down. All right, so I get another glory point. And I'm looking now. For now, it is the power-up phase. So target all adjacent enemies. Roll for each. Yeah, I am going to upgrade... Oh, Amos. Okay, yeah.
All right, so Craig's thinking bad things have happened now, so it's not looking good for the orcs. I've done a lot of damage to him, but it's spread out, and I didn't catch when I did my last attack that he'd put an upgraded wound on a guy, so that cost me badly where I could have killed somebody, and I did not. So now, unfortunately, the war of attrition, I'm doing damage a little everywhere. Interestingly, we've probably done an equal number of wounds to each other, roughly. It's just that I've lost models, and so now I'm down to just 2 guys. Craig has 3, one of whom is badly wounded, almost dead. But it doesn't look good for the orcs right now, and we're going to have to figure out something here pretty quick. I'm also down to, I do have Bone Cutter, who's pretty strong, but Haka is not so strong. Go ahead, Craig.
I'm going to be upgrading Stormsire with the Blessed Blade.
Okay.
It's an upgrade that's only for him.
So he's got Blessed Blade, which is a better weapon.
2 attacks, hitting on hammers.
Yeah, that's not good.
2 damage, but it has cleave.
That's not good. So now he's got a glowing giant sword, which seems bad. And that's the end of the round, right, Craig?
Yeah, that was it.
Yes, so there we go. So now it's the end of the turn, which we would discard our cards if we want to. I think I'm going to hang on to everything. But first, can you score it all, Craig? I'm looking at if I can score here.
Overwhelming Storm, if I have more models left than you.
Oh, he does, too. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Burned that.
He has more models than I do, so that's really embarrassing. I just gave him an extra victory point. So that's what these cool objective cards are. You can play them at the end of the round. Sometimes they play instantly, depending on the scenario, the situation described in the card. And so Craig got an extra victory point. So right now the game is looking really bad for the orcs. Craig is leading 3 victory points to 0. My objectives in my hand right now are looking really bad. Let's see. So, no, I think we all attacked the same guy. So all my orcs attacked the same guy, didn't they?
Yes.
That didn't work out. Yeah, that was bad. So it doesn't look good right now. I tried to get the boss. That didn't work out. And... so it's not looking good for the orcs, but I'm not going to bother discarding that stuff because it doesn't really look like it's going to work out either.
I am discarding my 2 remaining because I can't do them now.
All right, so Craig is throwing away his 2 remaining cards and moving on to something else.
We don't do anything yet, right?
All right.
Score objectives, discard
play cards.
play upgrade cards, discard unwanted upgrade card.
Yeah, so this is interesting too. So Craig's working on his hand better. I probably should throw some of these discard cards away. I'm going to throw 2 away. That's not that one. I've got one card that's pretty good.
Okay, so
I'm going to throw that away and that away.
All right.
And I'm going to take 2 more. When do you get back to 5? So I get 2 more of these cards. 1, 2. Let's see what I got here. Well, that's not so great. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. So I have some options, but it's not looking good for me. It's really going to come down to who goes first this turn because I think Craig could one-shot some of my orcs now with some of the gear he's got. So this is not looking good. His guys have leveled up much faster than mine. Looking bad. I'm ready to roll off. Craig's still looking at all of his fistful of awesome cards over there. Not looking good for our Orky heroes. What are you going to do, Craig?
Well, I'm done. So
all right, so we're rolling for turn 1.
I need my
Craig's also picking up new objective cards. And this is the final round, right? This is our last round. So this is it. And again, it's not looking good for the orcs. He's up by 3. So I need to either kill all of his dudes, kill some of his dudes, or really have a fistful of awesome cards here to make this a game. So we're going to see what happens here. I really like the orcs, but they're a little tricky to play, I'm finding. So, all right, are you ready to go, Craig?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. We're rolling now to see who goes first. I got 2 exclamation points, so I get to go first. I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to try to get off an early activation here. And what we're going to try to do here is really go kill a dude. So he's got 1 guy with 1 wound left, and his leader's got 3 wounds left. I don't have anyone that could outright kill his leader anymore. Those people are all dead, but I'm going to try to get his buddy in the back. So let's see if we can do this. I'm going to go ahead and look at my cards here, and I can't play those till the end of the phase, right? So the interesting thing is the first activation can't play cards before it goes, which is a really interesting thing.
There is a power, an upgrade card that allows for that. So there's an upgrade card that allows for you. You have to score a victory point, have that card in your deck, have that card in your hand. If you put all that together, you can then upgrade so that as long as that model is on the table, you can play 1 card before you activate. So that guy is charging. He's going for my guy with 1 wound remaining. Okay. He's yeah, and I do have 1 support.
Critical?
A critical. That's not good. I need a critical. Do we need hammers so that it's
cleave also?
Oh, okay. So I need a critical anyway. Nope.
The cleave gets through his armor.
That's right. 1 wound. He's dead. Oh God! There's a victory point for the orcs. That hurt. Ouch.
Now I get to equip things.
Okay. So that was bad because that just took out a bunch of my objectives that I need 3 models for, and I start with 3 models. So score going to attack with 2. Well, that can't happen now. So Russ actually just did a really good thing for himself. Cast us. Okay. So that was not good. He's my heavy hitter too. My heavy hitter is down. I need to do. You're passing. Okay, so Russ is passing. I have 1. I am going to upgrade. I am going to upgrade Stormsire again. I'm going to upgrade him with the Lightning Whip. So now, any attack this action any successful attack action deals 1 additional damage to the target. So the one thing I'm not a big fan of is the graphic layout of the cards doesn't lend itself well to kind of setting them up so that you know like what the upgrades are without laying out all the cards, which a lot of games have kind of figured out really well. This card is not. Okay, so it's my turn.
Yeah, so I'm flipping Craig's turn counters over because he forgot to do that. All right, it's Craig's turn. He's getting ready to go. I'm pretty pleased with Haka there. He ran in there. He did a thing. There's a cool fluffy thing that I probably will pull off on Haka, but it's kind of fun. So some of the upgrade cards are character specific, and Haka has one that actually is Aspiring War Boss, which turns him into the War Boss, which is really appropriate here because he did just slay a dude and the War Boss is dead. However, I have fancier plans for him, so I'm not sure I can do that. The problem Haka has right now is he's staring down Craig's leader, who is now armed with a giant glowing sword and a lightning whip. That seems like it'd be pretty intimidating. They are, so I don't know how much damage this guy throws, but 4 in 1 blow is pretty darn good. So we'll see.
With the Blessed Blade.
Okay, he's going to hit me with the Blessed Blade.
It's got cleave.
Okay,
You have to hit first.
he has to hit, and he gets a critical. So
Only a critical.
Only a critical will help Haka out here. He's going to roll, and he gets a critical. No. We are recording everything. It's very exciting, and so I did not manage to deflect that, and so I take how many wounds there, Craig?
2 + 1 for lightning whip.
Oh, that hurts.
3 wounds.
3 wounds on Haka. That does indeed upgrade him.
Yep.
But Haka is feeling really badly about that. He's really hurt. Not looking good for our friends, the orcs there. Are you done, Craig?
I am done. All right, so it is now Russ's turn. Oh, yes. Let me see if I'm going to play a card. I am not going to play a card, so go ahead.
I'm going to play Gorkamorka's Blessing.
What's that do?
So you can read it to the microphone.
Russ just played Gorkamorka's Blessing. This savage, twin-faced Auric god delights in carnage and destruction. The first attack action with a range of 1 or 2 in the next activation does 1 additional damage. Well, that's probably not going to be good. Wait. I can play cards too. I am going to be Fueled by Fury. You can reroll any attack dice for the first friendly fighter's attack action in the next... well, I'm not going to play that right now because that's not my turn right now. So let me look and see. I don't think I have anything else. There's that one. I don't have anything else. Okay. Charging. And he's got support.
Boom. Bone cut is coming in.
Yep.
And he's throwing dice.
Nothing
because he's not supported. And that means that misses. And bone cut.
Okay.
So
that was good for me. That was good for me. I will not deny it. So I'm going to hand it over to. Oh, I forgot to burn my activation. You did 3? No, you did 2.
2, sorry.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to hand the mic over to Russ.
Yeah, the dice aren't bouncing for the orcs today, so that's the second big action that failed. And so now, Bone Cutter missing there, what I've exposed is his leader can now just attack me as often as he likes, pretty much, with his remaining actions. And because I had to charge both times, I can't really do anything. So it's pretty much over, but it was kind of over before. I had to kind of go big or go home here and try to knock him off. I had some objective cards that would have worked really well if I could kill him or knock him off. And with Gorkamorka's Blessing, I had a chance to actually kill him right there. So that would have been a death blow to his leader. But didn't work out. So now it's looking like the orcs are going to die as soon as Craig decides what he wants to do. Yep.
I'm going to activate Storm.
Here comes Stormsire with his whip or whatever he's using.
With the Blessed Blade and Lightning.
Why did you bother giving him a whip when he's got Blessed... Oh, Lightning Whip gives him an extra die or rerolls or something? Oh, an extra wound. Okay, who's he going after?
He's he's going to go after the guy I already wounded.
Okay, so he's going after Haka. The good news about Haka is they're both supported by each other. So Craig is vacillating between going after the wounded Haka or the unwounded Bone Cutter. They both do the same amount of damage. I'm not really sure why he's thinking too much about it, but all right, it's better because.
You know what? I'm going to go against this.
Okay, Craig is now going against Bone Cutter because Bone Cutter's got a name and it scares him. So Bone Cutter's got 1 defense die, but because he has a one hit with a hammer, what I'm looking for here is either that works. So I rolled a half a support, but I'm half supported by Choppa. So because Craig was vacillating and couldn't decide, at the last minute he swung at Bone Cutter. Haka caught the attack on his axe and deflected it for Bone Cutter. So now it's Craig, you got any cards you're going to play, or can I go?
Yeah, no, it's your turn.
I can't do anything because all my guys charge, so I will flip over an activation thing to get a new card. So I'm adding cards to my hand. There's no hand limit when I do this right now. I just have to discard down. All right, so now it's Craig's turn again.
I am now going to do what I forgot to do, and I'm going to... No, I'm not.
Okay, so Craig is now going to do another activation, and he's going to attack again. You're going after... Did you not learn your lesson before? He's going after Bone Cutter again.
I'm going to go Bone Cutter.
Here he goes. Bone Cutter is going to be hopefully defend himself. Again, 1 hit. And his buddy criticals it, which should be a deflection, kills him, but it doesn't happen that way. Actually, no, we easily deflect that, so Bone Cutter is laughing in your leader's face. I get another card because I can't do anything, and now it's Craig's turn. Do you want to play any cards, Craig? I should have played a card, I guess. I like that plan. All right, so it's Craig's go. He's thinking about playing a card? No. So Craig's got his last activation this turn. For the last turn of the game, does not look good for the Orcs.
There we go.
Are you going after Haka still?
Still going after the same.
Haka attempts to deflect it. And he does not, thanks to it being a critical. He does 3 to Bone Cutter.
I knock him into this to do 1 addition.
Nice. I think I can prevent that, though. So let me just look at this here. One of my guys is dead hard. Let me just check for reaction here real quick. I thought it was a reaction. No. Where is it? I thought I had a reaction. Oh, it's equipment. Never mind. Forget it. I did have equipment that's being pushed around, but it's equipment, not an action. So yeah, so he gets slid into the giant trophy, the gaseous thing, and killed. That's 2 guys Craig's gotten that way, which gives him another victory point. And that is the last action of the game. And now we just got to look at our objective cards and see if we scored any more this round. I was set up to potentially get a couple if I could have killed his boss and gotten my guy on the objective there, but none of that worked out. So I got nothing this turn, so I'm going to end the game with only 1 victory point. Really embarrassing. How is Craig doing?
Craig's not doing so bad, actually, although losing that 1 guy hurt me badly. I did have Harness the Storm, which was +1 victory point if I cast a spell this action phase, which I did not. I opted not to because I kept trying to kill you for that 1 guarantee. I also had Fight as 1, where I need all 3 of my guys side by side. So you killed my guy, so I couldn't get that. But I did have Honest Opponent. If I went an entire activation phase without using a single ploy card, which are the cards I chose not to use to guarantee that kill, I get 1 victory point. So I get 1 additional victory point for a score of 5-1. Is the ultimate game? Is the ultimate score?
The Orcs had a bad time last week too.
Yeah, it came down to some bounces, I think. And you're still fine. I mean, we're both fine-tuning decks, but so what are your final thoughts? Let's go to the corner here so we can both talk. Okay, what are your final thoughts on this game? This is like the 3rd game we've played in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I really like it. I think I'm still learning the Orcs. When I played the Skaven, I really did well. I think a lot of it has to do with how the dice bounce. I think the trick with the Orcs is their low model count. They are high wound count, but if your opponent can pull together the right combinations, the high wounds start to be less valuable. So I think there's certain armies, a little bit of paper, scissors, rocks, but it's still really fun, and I like what Nightvault brings, but Nightvault doesn't change the game too much. Like, I don't think the cool things that Craig could do with spells really affected what happened here. Really what I think, I mean, it was cool, but I think what went wrong for me was I overextended early, so I exposed one of my guys. I probably should have played a little more conservatively, and it's hard not to wog out with the Orcs because it feels like the right thing to do, but I don't think it's smart in Shadespire to run out with 1 or 2 guys because you just get hacked. So the problem with charging is once you charge, you're out there, and the other guys can just beat the crap out of you. So I deflected many blows, but I was giving you 3 or 4 swings a turn.
Yeah. Charging is definitely a double-edged sword because, I mean, you do get to move and attack, which is very tempting. However, then you have the problem that you can't do anything else unless you've got a card. So an interesting thing came out with the FAQ, which is you can't activate a model that's already charged, but he can take an action if a card gives him an additional action. So that was interesting. In addition to that, of course, you can only take a move action once per model with it per activation phase. But there are other things that you can do with the model that moved but didn't attack. So Russ is now staging his momentary dream shot that did. Oh, that's true. Then they all died. And so I will say I think this game is great. I really enjoy it. The models are beautiful. They're monopose, like brutally monopose, but they're beautifully gorgeous monopose. So, and there's so few models. The most models you might have is 7. That's the most models you can get in a warband currently. And so everyone is going to be a different pose, and they're all really dynamic. They paint up really well. The new terrain pack that came out with Nightvault is great. I painted up this entire set in one night while I was supposed to be doing more Lannisters. In my own self-imposed schedule, but it just adds a lot. All the cool terrain, really, the 3-dimensional terrain really adds a lot. Shoving Russ's orcs into the spiky butt of Nagash's throne a couple different times that worked well.
And I will say this about that. I did the biggest mistake I actually made was forgetting that the throne did damage and allowing myself to be in that situation, because that's killed 2 of my models, right? And if it hadn't happened, the leader would have probably killed one of your guys. And since you only had 3 dudes, one more kill, and there was a couple moments where it could have happened, right? If that leader had died on that first attack, where you rolled double criticals to save yourself, that would have been a whole different game. So there were definitely moments where it could have been swingy, but I think really I was not as cautious as I should have been, and I haven't faced dangerous terrain before, so that's a lesson learned.
Absolutely. So I'm really enjoying it. This is the perfect game for me for play season, because I only have enough time to play a little game like this. We just played this whole game in less than an hour, and that was with narrating and whatnot. And so what we did skip over a little bit was at the very beginning. You're playing on a board, okay, and the board is made out of 2 different tiles. I have a collection of 4. There's 6 unique tiles still available right now. Each one of them is double-sided, so that gives you a bunch of different options if you have them. And at the very beginning of the game, you're going to roll off to see who gets to choose, and then you place one of the tiles, and then your opponent places and chooses and places another tile, so that you can be in really wackily shaped territory. You could be in a long hallway. You can be in. We're playing right now in sort of an offset kind of chamber, and so there's all kinds of cool things that can happen with that as well. And then you draw your cards, and we explained how the cards and everything work. So we kind of skipped over that so we could get right to the action. And so that is, I believe that's a pip.
Achievement unlocked! You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@thed6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening, and happy gaming.